Hey guys, remember this little guy? That light I ranted and raved about as being just such a great light? Well, Olight officially has done a hold my beer moment, and they've upped their game to the H2R. Stand by for that intro. We'll be right back. And we're back. Guys, I am more excited than a virgin at a prison rodeo to review this light. They did so many cool things with this light. I'm just like I literally have a bucket in front of me to hold the drool. Wow. Alright, so we know the H1 Nova was released earlier in the year. And what it was is a small 90-degree headlamp that used a CR123, and it could function as a headlamp using the supplied headband. It had a pocket clip for pocket carry and magnetic base, so you could use it as a work light. And it was great, and it's fantastic, strong, powerful, lots of cool features, reasonable price. So why not make a big brother for it? The H2R. Essentially the same light, but now using an 18650 battery. But wait, there's more. Of course they can't just change over the battery because it wouldn't sell. Why would you guys buy it? Just for the sake of going from a CR123 to an 18650. So Olight, in a true hold my beer moment, has upgraded this thing even more. The biggest upgrade, of course, is the LED. This thing is now rocking an XHP 50 LED, which, for those of you who aren't familiar, that is a multi-die LED. So what it is the equivalent of taking four of these little guys and stuffing them into one high voltage LED. The end result is you get a much more efficient LED that can put out much higher lumens at lower amps, lower current. So essentially you can put out 2,000-3,000 lumens and do it at an amperage of like 3 or 4 amps. Great, amazing. I'll let you do it. Of course, it's a little more efficient having those dies like that and the higher voltage, so everything works out terrific. So here we are. That's the big upgrade. Let's go into the actual numbers, and then we will digress into the other differences. All right. So you can see we have our modes here. And of course, with such a little light, 2300 lumens is very unrealistic. So you can see that the step down is after 1 minute. And guys, this thing gets hotter than a 3-pecker goat after a minute. So you definitely aren't going to want to be running this thing for a long time at 2300 lumens. So you can see it goes from 2300 lumens to 750 and will run 110 minutes. I stopped it at 110 because the low voltage was flashing, but I probably could have exceeded that by a couple more minutes, so I found that to be very accurate in my test. You have a high for 600 lumens for 2.5, 150 for 10 hours, low is 30 for 50, and your moonlight 1 for 45 days. All your usual stuff, IPX8 waterproof, shock resistant, all that jazz. And check that out, guys. 3.5 ounces. What an amazing low weight. Alright, so the features that carried over, of course you have the magnetic charging system with that kind of reverse polarity battery in there. That's one downfall of this, is you do have to use a proprietary Olight battery. I did try to squeeze several 18650s in there and none of them worked. It's just the way the connections are set up, it's just not going to happen. It still has a pocket clip. You can see the pocket clip is slightly redesigned, and whereas this one is just a single clip, this one is now a double, which is awesome because it allows you to do hat brim carry, shirt pocket carry, pocket carry, inside pocket, outside pocket. Pretty much anywhere you can jam this thing, you can put it. So, no mom jokes there. It's a relatively deep carry pocket clip as well, not much sticks out. And being that you do have the two-way clip, you can put this thing, face up or face down in your pocket without rearranging the clip. How cool is that? They carried over the TIR lens, which basically diffuses the light. So you're not going to have a bright hot spot with this. You're going to have a very spread out diffused light, which when you have that many lumens, putting that off into like a small area can be very, but that does help out a little bit. You have your button on top, which is kind of recessed, so you can't push it accidentally by pushing down on the flashlight. Actual features when it comes to the light, the user interface is the same. We'll get to that in 1 second. It has the similar features, and it does have a lockout mode. It does have that slow change between modes and brightness and turning on and off, which is really great on the eyes. Moonlight, turbo, lockout, all that good stuff. And it does have that low voltage warning. Like I said, as you do get down, it will start to blink and let you know that the light is getting low. And it does it pretty like every 30 seconds or so, and I let it run for like 5 minutes and did good. All right, turning light on, real simple. You're basically going to push the button on top. Light's going to turn on. Holding it will cycle through your low, medium, high. All right, another click again turns it off. Holding brings you to moonlight, which is a very low, low, low mode. You know, as it suggests, it is very low. It does have mode memory, so it will go back to moonlight if you do set it there. So even if you do, you long press and you will cycle through again. Double click brings you to turbo. As you can see how it goes slowly, guys. And that's the camera readjusting. This is actually super, super bright, but just the way the camera adjusts. So like I said, your double click brings you to turbo. And alright, then your last thing, if you do hold moon, go past it, there is your lockout. Coolest lockout on the market, guys, because now your lockout is a momentary in moonlight. So if you are pulling this light out and you just need to read something real quick, you don't have to unlock it. That is one of the coolest things that Olight has done with their lights lately, is that lockout with the momentary feature. Brilliant. Just love it. And the slow change between the modes is just right. To re-engage the lock, do the exact opposite. And now we're back into it. As you can see how slow, when you hit the button, the light comes on slowly. You know, it doesn't do it as quick and bright as other lights. Alright, so those are the basic features that you're going to see with this thing. The user interface is the same as all the rest. What other goodies do we have? It does come with a little bit of Velcro, so if you do want to attach that somewhere, we're going to zoom out of here. Your charging is your magnetic charging port, which is compatible with the other lights as well. So you can, if you do have other lights, you can use and interchange the magnetic charger. It's very simple, very easy to use. Charges at around 3/4 amp. The other cool thing, which is another really neat improvement, is the band to make this into a headlamp. Which at first when I saw this thing, I was like, what? And then it took me a minute to realize this sucker is magnetic. Now, of course, you're going to want to take your pocket clip off to do this, but it's magnetic, guys. I mean, it won't hold it super, super tight, but if you're doing a job, guys, and you're sitting there and you just need to put this somewhere for a second, bam, you can literally be doing a job, have the headband on, and oh, I got to go pick up a piece of wood, I got to go find my knife, whatever, bam. That is brilliant. And of course it holds in place, and if the pocket clip wasn't on, I'd show you. This little rubber flap here just goes over and connects onto the front of that. So, very adjustable headband. It does go from small enough to fit on my 4-year-old's head all the way to my big, gigantic dome. So, a lot of adjustment there, very cool. Makes this thing even more versatile. It's a versatile light as is, just because, like I said, you can put it in your hat. You can put it on your shirt, your belt, your pocket. You can carry this many different ways, plus the magnetic base, you know, lets you use it as a work light. Just so many different options for this bad boy. And then to add that headlamp on top of it really just blows this thing out of the water as far as its usability as a work light. Because not only do you have that magnetic base, if you've got to set this somewhere and you don't want to lose it, literally just throw it on the headlamp and it will stick. You know, very cool one-handed operation. And will, I mean, it's not going to stay there forever. Obviously, if you're running, it's going to fall off. But if, like I said, if you are just bending over to pick something up, bam, throw that in the headband, you're good. All right, we got to move along here. Time's a ticking. The battery is reverse polarity, as we mentioned before. All right, so what are the downfalls to this light? I think number one, you know, I like the XHP50. I love that they put that big bright LED in there. I think one of the problems that you do have is the light, you know, it's all those lumens, but then a diffuser, you know, that does seem a little contradictory. You know, it does ride a little funny in the pocket because you have to have the lens forward as you do it because that extension there gets in the way of the pocket clip. But overall, guys, this thing is really fantastic, and the shortcomings it has are pretty small. You know, you do have to use the proprietary batteries and the pocket. You know, like other than that, I can live with it. Great light. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll roll in some beam footage. All right, we're gonna run in a quick kind of little beam shot here indoors, and then we'll do an outdoor one as well. There's low, medium, high, turbo. All right, you can see very diffuse beam, no hot spot at all, but also very bright. So there is that. And now we're going to bring out the R50 Seeker, which is pretty much the same lumens and a much bigger flashlight, and show you that. You can see the difference here. You do have a hot spot and a very well-defined beam, and you can see that PWM on that too. You can actually see the flickering here on camera. And there is your turbo. You can see much brighter hot spot, diffuse beam, but that is the same 2500 lumens, just in a different configuration. So did want to show you that, and we'll go to the outdoor footage. See, very diffuse beam. Alright, first we're going to show you the H2R on turbo. You can see I can easily see 50 yards with this. Lights up my whole backyard, which is amazing for such a small light. Really, really super bright. Okay, next we're going to bring out the R50 Seeker. Find that. Alright. There is the turbo on that. You can see it's a much brighter hot spot, but it doesn't light up the area as much, but that hot spot's very bright. Pretty much the same lumens. And last but not least, we're going to bring out the Convoy 6, which is 3800 lumens. You can see much brighter than both of them, and a nice hot spot. So there it is. Very cool. And we're going to bring out, and we're going to actually shut off the L6 and show you the difference between the two. Alright. Back to the L6. Alright. Cool.